Hey guys, Mr. Baxter's Learning Channel is your place to be. Guys, happy Tuesday, May the 5th, Cinco de Mayo. Happy Tuesday, May the 5th, 2020. Welcome to the Digital Baxter's Beehive. We are going to do a reading activity today. We are continuing to learn from our non-fiction books, all right? So we are going to first gather ourselves together, then we'll talk about where we're going and how we're going to get there, all right? But take a look, guys. I've made us a new gathering song for our digital learning styles. Look at it right down there, and I'll zoom it in just like that. All right, so look, here's our new gathering song, guys. I've changed it to fit our digital learning platform. Switched our words around a little bit. So you see a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. Hey, we are gathering on our phones or our screens. Everyone is here now. This is our new space now. We are here. We are here, guys. Yes, we are. All right. So let's take a quick look at where we're going and how we're going to get there. There's our friend Rickety Tickety. I see him holding some non-fiction books. All right, let's slide back around. Where we're going, boys and girls, today is I can learn from my non-fiction books, right? Those non-fiction books, they teach us something, right? They are teaching us something, so if they're going to teach us something, well, by golly, I can learn from those non-fiction books. And how do we get there? How are we going to show what we know? Well, I will use the whole page to learn. Yes, boys and girls, we can learn from our pictures and we can learn from our words. Take a look here. Remember our non-fiction, is our book fiction or non-fiction? Well, boys and girls, the non-fiction books teach us something. Look, they teach about something. They tell facts using those bold words. That's why we're going to be looking at the words. And they have real photographs, real pictures. Those are the things that help us learn also. So remember, our targets today is we are going to be using the whole page, learning from our pictures and our words. Now, that means, boys and girls, that we are going to have to do some things that avid nonfiction readers do. All right? The first thing we're going to have to do is we are going to have to ask ourselves our 3 questions. Does it look right? Because we're going to be learning from our pictures. Does it sound right? We're going to be learning from our words. And does it make sense? The pictures and the words need to go together to make sense. All right? As an avid nonfiction reader, boys and girls, make sure you're thinking wow while you're learning. Make sure you're asking those questions when you're wondering something. And make sure you're using that fancy vocabulary, right? Using your fancy topic words. All right? Remember, as avid readers, especially avid nonfiction readers, we are really paying attention to the book. Today, we want to pay attention to the whole page, all right? So that we can learn from our pictures and our words. We want our eyes to be glued to the book just like this. So we're paying attention to our pictures and our words. All right? And last but not least, today, boys and girls, we are going to be putting a couple of superpowers to good use. We're going to be learning from the picture, so we'll be using our picture power, and then we'll be talking about the important words. So we'll be using our book talk power. All right? You guys ready to take a look at a couple nonfiction books and see how we'll do that? All righty. Let's get out of there. And then we will have that is your seesaw activity. So we will come back to that. All right, let's take a look at a couple nonfiction books together, guys. So I can show you how we can learn from the whole page. All right, Rickety Tickety is holding a couple of our nonfiction books that we've been talking about, guys. First off, we've got Fishy Tales, book all about fish, all about things that live in the ocean. And then we have Honeybees, all about honeybees. You guys know all about honeybees because we are Baxter's Bees. All right, but I want you to take a look at the pages, what we're talking about, how we're learning from our whole page. Now, I'll open it up to one of our favorite pages that shows the bees with their pollen baskets. Look at that bee right there. I see, look here, we're going to learn from our words. Honeybees carry pollen on their legs in pollen baskets. So the words are telling me something that I didn't know. But look here, look at this picture. I actually see pictures of the pollen baskets. And I know that because the label is in the picture. So I'm learning from the words. I'm learning from these words, this label here, but I'm also learning from the picture because I see what it looks like. Let's take a look at another one. Remember this picture about the proboscis? Honeybees drink nectar from flowers with their proboscis. So the words taught us how they got the nectar out, and the picture is showing us with a label what a proboscis looks like, and it's showing us the bee using that proboscis. You see? That's two different ways that we can learn from our pictures and our words in our Honeybees nonfiction book. But it's not just honeybee. Let's do it with our fishy tales. All right? There's 2 pages I want to show you guys. All right. This page, remember, your nonfiction books are going to have headings, and the heading tells you what the page is about. All right? You can learn from your words. A dolphin swims away from the shark. Look here. Look at these labels. Here's a word that teaches. Here's your mouth. Here's a flipper. And here's the dolphin's tail. Now, those words go with the picture. You're right. So we can learn that the tail, this is what the tail looks like. Here's what the flippers look like. Here's what a dolphin's mouth looks like. See that? And I want to show you one more page, guys. This one's going to be a little familiar because you're going to see it in your seesaw activity. Look here. Looking at the heading, I know this page is all about jellyfish. I can read the words to see what they want to teach us. It says jellyfish float up and down in the ocean. All right, so that tells me what jellyfish do. And look here. Here's some tentacles. I know that from my label and the picture. And then here's the bell. Look there. The bell. If you didn't know what the top part of a jellyfish is called, it's a bell. And we know that because that arrow is pointing right from the word bell to that real photograph. You see? See how we can use our whole page to learn from our nonfiction book? Well, that's a couple examples. Let's do it together. All right? Let's show what we know. All right, so let me slide this back. Let's angle ourselves down. Uh-oh. Guys, technology is not always the most fun to work with. It helps, but it's not always the easiest to work with. All right, so this is what your seesaw activity is going to look like today. I'll get us set up and then zoomed in. Boom. There we go. Let's bring it down. And we are ready to rock. All right, so your seesaw activity today asks you to learn from the whole page. Boys and girls, if you're ever confused about what to do with your seesaw activity, there's a little button right here that says View Instructions. All right, you can click this gray button where Mr. Baxter has given you a voice set of instructions, or it says you're going to click that link to watch your video, add your response. The first thing I want you to do is use your microphone to talk about what you see on the page. All right, now we're using our jellyfish page, so we would use our microphone to tell that we know that this page is about jellyfish. We see tentacles and we see a bell. We can learn from our words and we can learn from our pictures. Now, the second thing I want you to do on your page is use your marker tool, okay, and circle 2 areas that you learned from in the book. Well, I am learning from this part, the jellyfish float up and down in the ocean, and I also learned that this top part is called a bell from looking at the picture. Now, watch this. I'll use the microphone tool. I know that this page is about jellyfish because I see the heading jellyfish. I learned from the word that jellyfish float up and down, and I see from the pictures that the jellyfish have tentacles and a bell. Tap your green arrow when you're finished. And boys and girls, to send Mr. Baxter your work, tap that green check right there. And just like that, Mr. Baxter will be able to see your awesome work. All right, guys, let's look up here. Let's look back at our learning target and success criteria. See if we have done what we said we would. I will learn from my nonfiction books. Well, guys, I learned what the top part of a jellyfish is called. I also learned that jellyfish float up and down in the ocean. And then we were using the whole page to learn, right? We were learning from those pictures. That's the part that was pointing to that proboscis, knowing that the proboscis was the big long tongue for the bee, and also the words, those labels in the picture, like the tentacles and the bell, showing you which parts of the picture or the actual topic that they're talking about. I hope you guys are using your entire page to strengthen those reading brains. This is our reading activity for Tuesday, May the 5th, Cinco de Mayo. Love and miss you all very much. Hope you guys are rocking that distance learning. Here's Baxter.